The Green Brigade have issued a response to Celtic Football Club's statement yesterday, and let's dive into it. They've kicked off with Free Palestine. Following a recent Celtic PLC statement, we would like to reiterate our unshakable belief that we and other football supporters have the right to express political views on deterrences. Just as ordinary citizens do elsewhere in society, football remains one of the few areas of public life where working class people have genuine political agency and will not be dictated to by an elitist board that has repeatedly demonstrated contempt for the history and traditions of Celtic Football Club. Celtic was born out of famine and oppression, a product of colonial rule, death, and the mass displacement of people. And without literally reading it word by word, I mean, it does go on to talk about the fact that the club is flirted with the idea of this, but now they've pulled out. They're claiming to be apolitical. They're not doing it. And the Green Brigade are not impressed. Now, the last bit here of the statement, well, the first page of the statement, sorry, is intriguing because it's about the war in Ukraine. And it just goes on to mention, are Ukrainian lives more sacred than Palestinian lives? Political messaging was welcomed at Celtic Park, then it is yet condemned now. The question on any reasonable mind should be why. Why are Ukrainian lives more sacred than Palestinian lives? And I've seen someone comment, I think it was a Celtic fan saying, you've got this opinion on Palestine, but I bet you're the opposite on Ukraine. To me, right, Russia, Ukraine, it's got nothing to do with us. Like, honestly, if you actually listen to what's going on there, I mean, just people are just uneducated. You look at the news, right, and you're destined to hear pretty much one point of view. But with Palestine and Israel, it is very split. It's a 50-50 split. Now, obviously, I'm not saying like there ain't world leaders that are for Israel and for Palestine. It's straight down the middle. Now, you have seen the likes of Obama and Joe Biden, of course, who are very pro-Israel. They're saying they're going to defend Israel. And these are the same people who, back in Ukraine, how much money's Joe Biden pumped into Ukraine the day with his son? And you don't want to get political here. I really don't. I really wish it didn't have to do this, but it has to be addressed. Like, I do not give a fuck about the war in Ukraine. I just don't want people to die. Donald Trump, that guy gets buried as president, said if he was president, he'd stop the war within a day. And, Ukrainians, Zelensky's rule have committed atrocities in that regime before. That's why Russia stepped in. But obviously, you're not going to hear that agenda on the news. You're just going to hear Russian bad, Russian this, Russian that. There's always two sides to the story. But regardless of what this Green Brigade statement is, what Hamas have done, if you want to back Palestine against Israel, that's one thing. But actually celebrating Hamas going to like a concert and killing innocent people, and they're actually beheading babies. And that's not even an exaggeration, man. That is fucking how anyone can celebrate that. And I mean, honestly, I look out throughout the history of the world, like the Allies in World War II. If we were going into Germany beheading fucking German babies, I could not support that because that's just not morally right. So I think there's a big difference there between actually like supporting the cause and fucking refusing to condemn things like that. But the Green Brigade have completely backed Palestine to the hilt here, and they're all for their actions, and they're all in favour of it. And it does go on to talk about more, donate to the MAP Gaza Emergency Fund, and it does go on to say about the fact that it's going to have another, essentially more banners on the 25th of October, first Atletico Madrid. We ask all Celtic fans to raise the Palestinian flag on the European stage and show the world that Celtic Football Club stands with the oppressed, not the oppressor. We must apply learning from the apartheid South Africa to dismantle apartheid Israel. If we are neutral in situations of injustice, we have chosen the side of the oppressor. So that's the end of the statement. Until the last rebel is the wee thing at the bottom. So that is the Green Brigade statement, guys. This ain't shocking. We thought this would happen. I think it was actually more shocking that Celtic came out and condemned the actual banners. But here we have it, right? So they're going to wave Palestinian flags. And we seen on Saturday, Celtic played Saturday, there was actually a Hamas flag. So the whole argument is, we're just for Palestine. They're actually waving a terrorist fucking group's flag. Obviously Hamas ain't as known Well, it's no now, man. I mean, I was going to say they've blown up in the last couple of days, but that's no pun intended. It actually wasn't. It'd be like it's the equivalent of waving an ISIS flag. It really is. But again, guys, it's a touchy subject. But Fog Football continues to deliver it here, and what I will say is there's a lot of Celtic fans that are totally against this, and I salute these because you should be. But you know, a lot of them are minorities. We even had a Jewish Celtic fan comment on the channel and say that he's afraid to go to Celtic Park, and no wonder. I mean, this goes for the UK and worldwide, man. If you look at what's actually going on, I seen outside the Sydney Opera House, kill all Jews. I mean, come on, and there's a portion of Celtic fans backing that. You know, like what the fuck? What the fuck?